My mother once said to me, Kev, direction is far more important than speed because there are a lot of people going nowhere fast. And looking back, I think I fell into that trap on more than one occasion. I think there's a lot of people out there right now who are manufacturing progress instead of actually making it.
I always think that trajectory matters more than current results. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. Your future is eventually going to be the present. So I think you have to design it in advance and make sure that you're really making meaningful progress in the real world.
Next Level Nation, today for episode number 2089, coming up on 2100, the illusion of progress and how it's hurting you. How you doing, buddy? Good.
It's been a lot today.
It has been a long day, and I'm tired as shit.
How many hours you been up, my friend?
I got up at 6 a.m. Eastern, it's 7:38 p.m. So we're running on 13 hours and 40 minutes with a 67 sleep score. Not optimal. And I also tend to thrive in these situations, so it's really not that big of a deal, all things considered. Okay, we were talking before we decided on this episode, and we were talking about how oftentimes we have encountered people who, I'm going to coin the phrase, are productively procrastinating. And what I mean by that is they're procrastinating the big goal by trying to get the illusion of making progress through like very, very small ancillary goals, but that never really lead up to the actual goal. Is that a fair statement, you would say?
Yeah. One good example of this is someone who is deeply fearful of launching a podcast. And I've been there. And so they are getting the name and the logo right. They're setting up the mailing list first, the website. When in reality, it's okay. You're fearful. You're fearful of judgment, or you're fearful of being on camera. I remember the first time I started my YouTube channel way back. I have an unlisted video that I should put in the show notes for everybody. It's atrociously bad. It's my very first. I will put it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I still have it on my YouTube, my personal one. I'll put a link in the show notes to my very first ever speaking in front of a camera YouTube video. I look like a small prepubescent child trying to talk about what's called real life superheroes, which is people who lean into their uniqueness and help others. So I thought the concept was really cool. Same. And the opening was fire.
I remember the opening. Flying. Yeah, I remember that.
The air, baby. The star rising in the sky. Very metaphorical. And I was really bad. Not strong. Not a strong speaker. But I do think it's important to see where I started, because I was so scared to post that. Understandable, because it was fucking hot garbage. But that's, if I didn't post that, would I be where I am today? And the answer is no.
Okay, how do we, if you're seeing somebody do that, I don't think this is something I do a ton. I've definitely had this in the past, but for me, it's like I want to feel like I'm actually making meaningful progress, so I don't necessarily want to putz around with stuff that, I don't want to feel like I'm making progress, I want to actually make progress. I don't want to feel like I am. I need to actually do it.
Okay, wait. Why? Because I do agree. We've joked in the past, Kevin is the best in the game at getting something new started. The dude cannot scale a fucking thing.
Yeah, I set the fire and walk away.
No. Well, hold up. You'll keep putting wood on that thing.
Oh yeah,
that's true. You'll keep putting wood on that thing every day. You'll walk out, you'll put a little wood on, and then you'll leave. But the fire will never get bigger.
Yeah.
It'll stay the fucking exact same for years, actually.
Forever.
Great at starting it.
The eternal flame.
Yeah, great at starting it.
But same size forever.
Same size.
Yeah.
Just can't scale it. Can't scale it. But I would say this is a superpower for you. We always joke, like, you'll have a book done before me. I have 20 blogs, 20 chapters. I know that it's going to happen. Just like Business Growth University, you started Podcast Growth University first. You tend to go into battle. You get things started really fast. Mm-hmm. And you keep them going really well. You don't do a great job at scaling them. But that's I think fair. that makes sense.
Here's why. Because I essentially won't start something until I know I can finish it. And I know that might seem like it's a detriment. I don't know. It's worked for me so I was writing a book about podcasting. We're going to have a podcast book. It was like, cool, I'm going to do it. And then Alan's like, all right, so you probably write like in between calls and stuff. I said, no, I need a day blocked every week. It's the only way I'll do it. That is just the way I'm wired. I need to know that I have an entire block to do it. And if you give me 15 of those blocks, I will write that entire thing and then we're on to the next thing. I'm not doing it at all now. 0. None. I'm not writing at all. And I will not write again.
I'm interesting in that too. And I hope our listeners are taking which one you are more. For me, I blogged every day for I think more than a year. I was doing my big 5 to thrive. I don't know if it was a year. I genuinely don't remember the number. But I did my big 5 to thrive, and one of them was write for 20 minutes. And some nights I was nodding off at 11 o'clock with my laptop in bed. It was a terrible idea. But I got 20 blogs done. We have a Next Level blog. The link will be in the show notes. And they're really good. I wouldn't say that lightly. These are valuable frameworks that I spent fucking hours on. And I was going to eventually create it into a book. I need to do something daily and get a streak going. You need to just knock it out of the park with a full day. And you and I have learned how to lean into our sort of superpower with that.
I had a client reach out. So I've been doing some video editing on stuff that's like quick turnaround, just because we have a lot going on and we have a lot of amazing clients, which I'm unbelievably grateful for. And the team is amazing. But sometimes somebody will message me and say, hey, can you do this like today? Yeah, some days I can. Somebody messaged me and said, hey, we have like a fairly big ask. We need a bunch of clips from all these videos. You got to find them and download them. And here's the transcript. And I was like, yeah, I can do that. And I said, can you have it done by the end of the week? And I was like, I'll have it to you tomorrow. Yeah, of course I can. It's Monday. I'll have it to you Tuesday. I hammered it out, but I had the entire day to just do stuff like that.
Did we get paid for that?
Yes.
Okay, nice.
We got paid today.
In the past, we would have gone out of business.
No, we got paid. We got paid. You asked me today. You said, "Is that a new client?" I said, "That was a one-off project that I did." That has always been. I don't know. I don't know why, but for me, I think I can make. And again, I'm not saying this is accurate. This could be delusional. I think I can make more progress in an 8-hour span than you're going to make in 2 months of 20 minutes.
Yes and no. Yes, in the short-term progress sense, but not in the incremental improvement.
Fuck that noise. I'm talking about let me get it done, baby.
Yeah.
And then I'll do it again.
If your goal is to be better at writing, then my way is more optimal.
That's fair.
And if you're going to be a writer and author forever, my way is more optimal. If you just want to knock out a book, your way is better.
I tend to like to knock things out.
Yeah.
And then I'll learn a lot, and maybe that's not the process moving forward. But that's why, honestly, I think there was a piece of me that liked when we used to record, like we used to try to record 7 episodes on Monday. I just like to hammer them all out. I mean, just sit down and suffer for 8 hours and get all these done. And then, cool, I'm good for a week. Don't have to worry about it until next Monday.
Yeah, but that's not good we have a formula at Next Level University called PREP.
Yeah, no, it's not good
PREP, rep, reflect, perfect.
Yeah.
Prepare for the episode. Do the rep, fitness term. Rep, do the episode. Reflect, watch the episode, listen to it, and then perfect, get better. Go back to the drawing. What was good, what wasn't, most important win, most important improvement. So you can't, I used to say this in my speeches, my fitness speeches. I said this at Next Level Live too. If we all went into a room tomorrow, a gym together, and we worked out for 9 hours straight, that would not actually change your physiques. Your physiques would not transform. We would all be cooked, and we would get something out of it for sure.
Sore.
However, if all of us took those same 9 hours, I don't know why the fuck I chose 9. Right?
Same.
Dumb. Pick 10. It's easier.
Or 8.
Anyways, if we took that same 9 hours and we broke it into half-hour increments and we exercised for 18 days straight, 9 times 2 is 18, right? 9 times 2 is 18. You could build a new habit. That could change your whole life. And that was kind of, I don't know why I chose 9. Why not just choose 10?
You choose weird. I remember you were like, yeah, if you scroll on your phone for 50 minutes a day, you do that. That's 36 16-hour days. If you're, it's like, well, I think it should be 8-hour days because most people work 8-hour shifts, and we're different on numbers.
Hold on.
Yeah.
It was 5 times a day for 5 minutes.
Yes, 25 minutes a day. Yep, sorry.
You can crunch the numbers on this. If you go on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok for 5 minutes, 5 times a day, that's 25 minutes a day. That adds up over time. If you crunch the math, 25 times 365 divided by 60, that's the number of hours. Divide that by 16-hour days, because you sleep 8, unless you're Kevin. I'm kidding. That is actually a full 10 days straight. Imagine if you had a friend for 10 days straight was just scrolling. That's what we're all doing every single week. We just don't even know. Or every single day. We just don't know.
Like the 8 hours. Imagine you go to work and you do your 8-hour shift and you come back and your roommate is just finishing up their daily scrolling. They do that for 20 days straight.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
5 times 5.
25. Yep.
Times 365. 9,125. Stay with me.
9,125 minutes.
Correct.
Yep.
Divide it by 60.
To get
152 hours a year.
Yeah. 152 hours.
So if you go on Facebook 5 times a day for 5 minutes, you are investing 152 hours per year. If I divide that by 8-hour shifts, that's 19 8-hour shifts.
So that's essentially that's like a month.
Divide that by 5-day weeks. That's 4 weeks of pay. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a month.
That's 4 weeks every year of a full-time job's pay that you're just spending mindlessly scrolling.
It's wild.
It is, and that's 5 times a day for 5 minutes. The average is way worse than that.
For sure. Okay.
So,
sorry.
Can I, real quick?
Yeah.
Social media is fucking us up as a species.
Oh, for sure.
I've been studying evolutionary psychology a lot. The tech is so far beyond what our minds are ready to handle. So if anyone is out there, I'm not villainizing social media. Social media allows us to reach people all over the world. I'm grateful. And be very careful, seriously, what you allow into your brain. Okay, go ahead.
No, social media is weird. So that's a whole freaking thing.
Something popped up today. I was like, oh my God, can you not? Some girl talking in her car, half naked. What the fuck are we doing? I was on one of my past clients' posts about a fitness streak, and all of a sudden and it was like, are you fucking kidding me?
The algorithm.
That's what Kevin has to say. That's it.
That's what
End of conversation.
That's what people are looking at.
Dude, I couldn't even believe it. I was like, is this even a real person?
You dump that shirt off. You and I dump our shirts off. We do this podcast shirtless, topless, whatever. Algorithm's going to push a little bit more.
That's a fact,
maybe, as we get leaner more and more right now, probably wouldn't be optimal results, but
more for you than me.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm sitting down. All right. How does somebody know whether or not they're actually making progress or they have convinced themselves they're making progress through creating an illusion of progress? I'm going to ask you a lot of questions.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you, and here's why. I'm sorry. Real quick.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we were on stage?
Wait, you didn't hear me because you were thinking of something else?
Yeah. 2 things came up for me. One, the Living Legends shirt right there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Marky. Marky, I don't know if you listen anymore. An old listener.
Yeah.
Dude, I still have that shirt. Comfiest shirt in the game.
That's why I'm wearing it right now.
So comfortable.
Yeah, it's very comfortable. It's a great shirt.
One of my favorite hangout, relax R&R shirts of all time. So good. Emilia loves it too. Okay. What was the second thing? Do you remember when we were on stage at Next Level Live? This is 2 years ago or 3 years ago. And you had one of the best pauses. Can you tell the story?
I remember what I said. I don't remember the exact delivery of it.
It was something along the lines of, okay, I'm going to ask Alan to do something, or I'm going to say something a little weird. And it was, okay, real quick, take off your shirt or something like that, dude. The whole place started dying.
I think you actually, very rarely do you get embarrassed. I think you were a little, in the moment, because I held it and just looked at you. Take off your shirt.
Well, you know what else it is too, is I don't know if I was in reasonable shape then, but I think part of that was the shining thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I think that was in 2022. I think I was in reasonable shape back then.
You and I have been in reasonable shape since 2019. It's been 6 years.
That's not true. I saw us in a photo. Facebook memories have been coming up.
6 years, man.
There's one where you and I are sitting down. I was like, okay.
Decent.
Yeah, decent.
I'm going to ask the question again. I need you to listen this time. Mm-hmm. Are you ready? Okay. How does somebody know whether they're making meaningful progress, or they are creating the illusion of progress to coat their ego?
One of them makes you feel like you want to throw up after. One of them is very like, No, exposed. You feel exposed. You're vulnerable. You feel emotionally, you feel exposed and vulnerable, and it takes a lot of courage to do it. And then the vulnerability after is everything okay? Am I going to be okay? And then you wake up the next day and you go, okay. And you do it again. And then you do it again and you do it again. We were on Movie Club last night. Evolve Movie Club. If anyone wants in, DM me. It's fucking awesome. Essentially, it's just movies that move you and get you thinking.
Do you watch the movie or do you just talk about the movie?
Everyone watches the movie individually, and then we come and Emilia has a presentation.
Okay.
Yeah. And everyone comes with questions. It's kind of like book club, but with movies.
Okay.
It's basically what it was born off of. It's interesting. She started a movie club. I started a book club. She loved books. I love
strange.
Movies. It is strange, but it's awesome. She comes to book club. I go to movie club. Interesting. Hello, NLU listener. Thank you, as always, for listening to Next Level University. Real quick, I just want to jump in and let you know about the Next Level Dreamliner. This is a journal that I use every single day. Achieve your dreams 90 days at a time. It breaks down your dreams into goals, milestones, and daily habits. We hope you enjoy it. The link will be in the show notes. We did Mufasa, which I think is actually the better of the two, which is really saying something because I love the first one. In Movie Club, Emilia posed a question, popped it up on the screen. What does it feel like when you are... What does it mean to be brave? What does it mean to be courageous? Or I think it was brave. And what does it feel like after? And that was my answer. It's almost like you're like... Bleh. And so... I think the ego progress is, yeah, I'm doing it. I'm getting this done. When you write a book, it's not writing that's the hard part. It's fucking posting it. For me, anyways. For me. For some people, it's actually writing. They think they're not a good writer or whatever. If I were to write a book and share my whole past, that would be really hard for me to share. Not hard to write. I can write about my childhood and how hard that was. Sharing it. Fuck that. I'm gonna, but it's the sharing it that I find more difficult. What about you?
For me, it's the writing it. Share the shit out of it. We're good.
See, that makes sense. It's success versus failure. It's competence versus social courage.
I won't write the book first. I'll write something much smaller, and then I'll put that out there, and then I have the first. So I've released, I don't know how many raps, like 1 minute raps, longer raps on social media. The first one I released, I was terrified. I was like, oh my God, I am the fucking kid from my high school who thinks he's going to be a rapper. And everybody's going to say that. Everybody's going to think I'm the kid from the high school who thinks he's going to be a rapper and never is.
100%.
100%.
That is
me.
what people probably thought.
100%. And then I started posting more. And I got love. And not once has anybody ever hated on it. Not once.
That makes no sense.
Not a single time. And if you watch one of my raps and you hate on it, you send me a beat and you and I can battle it out. Bar for bar. Son.
I have a client who said, well, honestly, in a weird way, I've never really failed at anything. I was like, listen, that means you have not fucking shot high enough. Are you kidding me? And the truth is now she's failing because she's really swinging for the fences.
I did take a big L because we had Justin Freeman on. This is talk about a naive, just unaware, dumbass thing to do. Justin Freeman, world-class rapper. Like, just a world-class rapper. I still listen to him to this day.
Nice.
We had him on the podcast. I was feeling it. I sent him a message, something along the lines of like, yeah, maybe one day we can hop on a track together. No. Nope. He doesn't want to hop on a track with you. He's a professional rapper. Professional. That's what he does, like in the world. And he's rapped with some very... Kev. What are we doing? No.
Hey, good for you for swinging your shot.
I can't even look back at it. It's so fucking embarrassing. Oh my God. It hurts me to my core to even think about it.
That's what happens when you get a little strut in your step.
Too much. Too much strut in my step. Okay, question. Do you think procrastination can ever be a good thing?
Yeah, if it's dumb shit.
What about if it's not dumb shit?
Then no, of course not.
I disagree. And here's why.
Whoa.
Oh?
Hold on. It can be a good thing if it's not the most important use of your time. Yeah.
No, those are all, I still disagree. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I do
want to
disagree.
jump on a track?
Yes, please. And then we can do a rap battle after.
I don't know if you heard my reading of Eminem's verses. I'm
You're close. Yeah,
pretty legit.
I could be in trouble.
Apparently, I can't read or rap.
Saturday, I had something that had to be done by Monday. I just kept putting it off because it was like, I don't want to do it. I don't really want to do that right now. And there is no measurable downside to me. So maybe to your point, it wasn't the best use of my time. It doesn't matter if it's done Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. It matters that it's done Monday. There's no point in me doing it 7 days ahead of time.
Well, we don't have a ton of time, but in the productivity realm, there's urgent, important, and significant. And I think this ties in well to, what would you call it, productive procrastination?
Productive procrastination. I'm going to coin that.
Nice. It's also called productive avoidance. The things
So
that
it
are
exists
hard,
already, huh? Shit.
Yeah,
Somebody beat me to it.
It's when you're, and everybody does this, when you're avoiding something, you tend to do everything around it. You ever just start cleaning your house?
Never. Brother, quite literally never have I accidentally cleaned the house. No.
Well, you do other stuff instead of clean. Is that fair?
No.
Everyone avoids certain things. Everyone I've ever coached avoids things.
So Sundays, when Tara and I agree that we're going to clean, I literally start cleaning before she even gets up because I need to get it done immediately. If I am supposed to do something that is time-based, I do it immediately. If I don't have to have it done by a specific time, I push it off until that time is there. That's the way, almost essentially, I operate. I don't know if that's good or bad.
You are so lucky we've created structure for you. Holy shit.
Yeah, for sure. But I operate really well with the right amount of necessity. Like, what is the point of me doing it 7 days ahead of schedule when I have time blocked off on Saturday and I'd rather go in knowing that's what I'm going to do?
This goes back to the goal of the goal, which is if your goal is to maximize your potential or reach your potential, everything would have to shift with that. But urgent, important, significant. Urgent means it's got a deadline. It has to be done now. Important means, so what's a good example of that? Something that's urgent.
I have another question after this.
Okay, right now we have to go in 1 minute and 15 seconds. So this is urgent. This episode is dropping, what, 2 days from now?
2 days from now, yeah.
Okay, so this is urgent because you and I don't have any slots. I don't have any slots tomorrow to do this within my window. And I don't want to mess that up because otherwise I'm going to burn to the ground. Okay, so this is urgent. It's also important. This is one of the most valuable uses of our time. So important, the podcast is important as hell. One of the most important things we do, if not the most important. And it's urgent because I don't have any slots tomorrow. It's also significant. Significant means it pays dividends forever. I think about this all the time, and I don't know if you do, but I love the fact that we're impacting people all over the world while we sleep.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I think about that all the time. I'm on a walk with Amelia, and I'll turn to her and I'll go, isn't it interesting how we're helping people right now on the Conscious Couples podcast? There's someone listening to our podcast and getting value from us right now while we're on this walk. This is the coolest shit ever.
It is very strange.
Yeah, and they comment, you see an email come through, it's like, fuck yeah. We just, on this walk, changed someone's life potentially. Like, that means it's significant. It pays dividends forever. I wonder if other people, and again, we'll do an episode on productivity at some point, but urgent, important, and significant, if it's 10 out of 10 urgent, 10 out of 10 important, and 10 out of 10 significant, which is this episode, it's getting fucking done. If it's not, it's very hard for me to prioritize it.
Same. So essentially the same thing. I just push that to the day before it's due, and then it becomes 10, 10, 10. Awesome. Cool.
Last question.
But I have a question.
Oh, okay.
Just quick, 20-second answer. Maybe. How I have realized that I push things off until I realize I can go full depth and full distance.
What does that even mean?
Full depth. It like, oh man. Okay. For one of our clients, I'm building landing pages. I do a lot of weird shit on the side, just FYI, that you're not totally aware of. I'm building landing pages, and I
also sell shrimp out of a van.
I sell shrimp out of a van. I have email sequences going, and they have like funnels on their website that I'm like building. It takes an hour to get into the flow of how to do this. this is not something you do for 15 minutes and then go back. You can't. There's no.
Yeah. Fair.
How do you know when you have the proper time for the depth?
That's awareness. It's from experience. I mean, that happens all the time. Emilia and I have a rule. I said this earlier. I said multiply it by 1.5. I had to email someone. So we're supposed to leave the gym an hour and a half before whoever has the earliest first meeting. I had a podcast. And we were in the car and we were 15 minutes behind. And I said, can you please email him on my phone and just say, hey, I'm running 15 minutes behind. Because otherwise I'm going to basically not be able to shower. I still didn't, quite frankly. But I'm not going to be able to, I'm just going to have to rush. The workout's going to suck. I'm going to end up blowing my knee out trying to get this done. And there's just so my rule with Emilia is double the amount of time. Everything costs more and takes more time than her and I predict because we're so optimistic. I don't think that's probably true for you.
I think it's the opposite. I thought it was going to take me all day. It took me like 2 hours. I literally was like, this is going to be
it's going to take 2 hours and it would take all day.
Yeah, you and I are very
yin and yang, man.
Very, we make a very good team.
Yeah, assuming that we make a good team, but only because we work through all our shit.
Yeah.
Like there were several times where Kevin and I would butt heads. That doesn't happen that much anymore.
No, it's pretty weird.
Yeah, agreed.
It's pretty weird.
A good thing. It's almost like we worked out a lot of the kinks.
I think 8 years is a long time. Yeah, we would either hate each other or not work together anymore if it was going to go in any direction other than more aligned, right?
Yeah,
what was your question? Did you have a closing question? I want to make sure we get you off here. I know Alan has a certain bedtime he has to be in. He has to have his milk and his nighties on, so I want to get him there.
I got to get my Living Legend shirt on. No, I do actually have to go. Because it's dinner with me. I can't cancel that again. No, it is. It's date night with Emilia. I'm excited. Okay, every night's fucking date night with Emilia, which is the best. Okay, what was my question? I have no fucking clue.
Okay, cool.
I honestly don't remember. I think it was about how do you determine what is urgent, important, and significant in your life?
Everything has deadlines. If it doesn't have a deadline, I'm not doing it. I asked the client today, I said, what's the deadline? They said, there isn't one. Give me one. Give me one. Just make one up. Just make one up. It doesn't even have to matter.
Yeah.
If you say, hey, can you get this to me end of day? I will do my absolute best to get it to you end of day. If
or
you
say you can't.
Or say I can't. Usually I'll say yes and I'll figure it out. That's the goal, always. If I absolutely know I can't, I'll say no. Unfortunately, we can't. If you come to me and say like, whenever, that's going to get pushed on my list until you literally message me.
Yeah.
And that works really, that's worked really, really well.
Well, luckily we have each other, man, because that's not how you scale.
I don't know how to scale. We've determined that. We've determined that.
Teach you.
That is not
that's
necessarily...
not how you eat and not how you scale. But it is a superpower to get started. You are the best I've ever seen. And I don't say this lightly.
I appreciate
when you get your mind set on starting something, you will jump right the fuck in.
I'm obsessed.
And yeah, it's really something. I remember when you were like, hey, I want to make the studio. You could not do anything but make that studio.
It's the way
at the detriment of many other
for sure. I spent 5 hours trying to figure out how to buy a new car. Like what's the I couldn't get my mind off it. Couldn't do it. And then now it's done and I don't think about it at all. It's like, all right, cool, that's done. Now it's on to something else. So all right, cool. All right, Next Level Nation, if you are trying to make sure you do not procrastinate the things that should not be procrastinated, you want to make a real progress, Next Level Dreamliner. It's on Amazon, literally 5 minutes a day. If you are like Alan, you like to write a lot, maybe 10 minutes a day, but it's sustainable, it's a great place to start, and it's a great place to live. You can do it every day, and you can literally track it as one of your habits. We'll have the link in the show notes.
If you do not know what is most urgent, most important, and most significant in order to reach your goals and dreams, I can help you reverse engineer the math of that. Reach out. Everyone, every listener, I said this in Business Growth University as well, every listener gets one free 30-minute session with me, coaching, to help you achieve your goals and dreams. If you've never done a free session with me, book it. It's free. The link will be in the show notes. Everybody gets one free session, and I would love to meet you.
Cool. All right, cool. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. And at NLU, we don't have fans. We have family. We will talk to you all tomorrow.
Keep it next level. Next Level Nation.